Title IX claims that no person in the United States shall be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity receiving federal financial assistance on the basis of sex.
It happened in the context of a frat house and with alcohol involved and basically sexual coercion.
For Sidney Ray Chin, the circumstances of their assault on a college campus blurred the lines between a reportable offense and a consensual act.
And this was someone that I had a deep friendship with, so it made it harder to decipher that it was actually something that was a violation rather than like, oh, this is something that I want.
Most 80-some% of the sexual assaults that occur, they occur at the hands of an acquaintance or someone the victim knows.
So I filed it in 2019, December 2019, and it was after I had gone through 6 months of therapy. I decided to file at Illinois Institute of Technology. I went to Emerson College in Boston, so it was a very different experience because they didn't really have survivor advocacy stuff like my alma mater did.
Studies show that between 20 and 25% of women on college campuses are victims of sexual assault, while only 5% of those women report their assaults to law enforcement. Jackie Irving, Title IX coordinator at Eastern University, explains what may be preventing students from reporting.
Based on my experience, it's because of the new laws under the former administration that requires there to be live hearings and requires someone that has been assaulted or a survivor to meet face to face with the individual who has assaulted them.
Fear of retaliation and also being in the same online spaces as the person who violated me was also something that I felt weird about.
And they still may have fear. And do they fear the whole system? Do they want to make it just go away? Yeah, that's probably part of the reason that people don't report it. And a lot of rapes go unreported.
When you present someone who has been sexually assaulted with the process of formally reporting, they generally opt out or ghost you to finish the complaint because they have become aware that they will have to sit in front of the individual that sexually harassed them and relive the events and be further traumatized.
I don't want to get this person in trouble because also I felt nervous about the whole system being so carceral. That was one of the issues. That's like why I was so hesitant to report at first, and it took a lot of time with talking with my therapist, who I was seeing at the time, to come to the conclusion like, yes, I want to do this. They were basically like, well, you're on your own, and you have to if you want to find an advocate, you have to do it on your own. They didn't even have an office for that.
Michael Boyle, 30-year Philadelphia Police Department veteran and project director of the Philadelphia Sexual Assault Response Center, or PSARC, breaks down the goal and process of the organization.
As police and as medical professionals, we knew that maybe we could do something better. We would see patients that were over 16, that were not complaining of any injury, that had no obvious injury, and they were fully consentable, that is to say that they were not intoxicated. And we would do the kit here in a private victim-centered location where there's only one patient at a time. There's no waiting room noise. There's just a patient, the nurse, and if necessary, if the patient wants, a victim advocate from the Women Organized Against Rape. The physical exam takes about 20 minutes. We provide the morning after pill. We do a screening for HIV for prior exposure. The acute, this would not respond to the acute assault, but for prior exposure that the patient may not even know they're positive.
Still, with organizations like PSARC in place, survivors need support.
During these cases, you're not supposed to talk about it, but then at the same time, how are you supposed to get support?
If everybody can be supportive along the way, that eases that pain. Well, once we moved here and we have the nurse that comes immediately within an hour of arrival, assign a detective. They begin the preliminary interview. When the nurse arrives within an hour of her notification, they'll suspend that interview. The nurse will take care of the exam, and that whole process, the interview and the exam, about an hour. We've streamlined the process immensely, not only for the victim, but for everyone, for the police, for the victim, and for the prosecutor.
And with that streamlined process, PSARC has been able to support a large number of survivors.
We do about 400 cases a year.
Not all college campuses provide a space for survivors to receive support.
And I think not having a victim survivor advocacy office at that college for anyone honestly didn't help, because finding your own help is honestly frustrating on top of processing everything.
However, colleges like Eastern are working to give support and education to those who need it.
The start of every semester, we send out a Title IX training manual. It's automated, it's online. There are a series of trainings in the module that we send to students, and they are required to go through the module. During the course of the semester, we have programming for education and awareness for students. Our student leaders are trained in Title IX, sexual assault, support and response, bystander intervention.
Eastern and other universities like it educate their students on Title IX, but when an assault occurs, organizations like PSARC are there to support survivors. However, not every college campus has PSARC as a resource.
I wish that honestly there was like a victim survivor advocate that they had, like an office or something.
We would need more funding. We've been able to get a few grants from It's On Us to provide activities and support services to our victims, and they've actually used them, the resources and the support services that we have. So we are pleased with that, and our turnout is really good for programming.